Hey, this is the Antisocial Socialite back at it again. Thanks so much for tuning in. Shout out to all the new subscribers. If you are new or you have not yet subscribed, what the hell are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I get to running this MOUF in this BITCH, yes sir, you are in the mix. You see the title, you know what time it is. I don't even know if there's a title. I don't even have a title. Oh my gosh. But the title is like, do successful black people owe the black community? This is kind of a part to a video I did the other day, but the internet YouTube gods have smiled upon me and they have dropped this golden egg, this nugget, this gem into my fair, well, brown hands. So as I was going through some hip-hop news, I came across an article or a piece about OUR Roc Nation having their lunch bash. All right. The picture shows a number of celebrities. I'm going to leave a link to the article in the description box below. And somebody must have posted on Instagram, because the picture features P. Diddy, T.I., DJ Khaled, who else? A number of other people from Roc Nation, right? And they were like, oh, you know, there's billions of dollars in this picture, but, you know, we don't see any black-owned schools. Where's the hospitals? And I'm just like, listen, we were not there when these people recorded their music. We were not there when these people were, obviously, these are musicians, so they're rappers, they're singers. And you know, there's a couple of points I want to make about this sentiment. But for any rich and famous person, again, we've got to go back to the whole Kobe Bryant, black wealth leaving the black community situation. These people do not owe us anything. We were not there with them when they were studying, whether it's a rich and famous person or just somebody who's successful. For a lot of us, we weren't there when they were studying. We weren't there when they were making the sacrifices they needed to make to be successful. We weren't there practicing with them whatever it is they needed to practice, whether it's, you know, practicing their throw, practicing their swing, practicing their hoop, whatever. You know, we were not there. We weren't studying with them. We weren't memorizing with them. We didn't pay for their school fee. So this notion that, you know, looking to celebrities, I think that's what I'm going to do. Stop looking to celebrities to save the black community, part 2. I think that's going to be the title. Because I've done a couple of videos now and it's kind of circling around the same thing. This notion. And at first, the person who did the video, the Instagram post, I thought it was Monique, as in Monique, you know. So I went to Monique's Instagram and I was looking for the post. I couldn't find it. I went back and I looked and I realized it was Monique, not Monique. And she's almost as awesome as Monique, but not quite. So, but I was kind of about to go in because I was going to say, Monique, like, you really let everybody down because you're kind of throwing black men under the bus, which is the other bit I want to get to in a minute. But when I realized it wasn't necessarily somebody as rich and famous, it's probably still somebody who's got a following. But either way, it just goes to show the nature and how pervasive this mindset is, that for some reason, people think that those who have succeeded, the few, owe the many. It just does not work like this. Now, like I said before, and there's even the scripture, to whom much is given, much is required. Some people have the gift of giving. One of the reasons why I don't look to celebrities is because regardless of how rich and wealthy they are, no matter how much even talented you may think they are or they actually are, they are employees. They are employed to present a certain image. They are employed to present a certain narrative. And to an extent, I remember years ago, Missy Elliott was on one of these hip-hop documentaries, and she said one of the biggest industry secrets is actually that a lot of these rappers are broke. So when you really think about it, it's not surprising that although these people have the facade of wealth, everything they actually have belongs to the industry. This is another reason why so many of them turn up like bankrupt. They are always getting in trouble with taxes. It's simply because they don't actually manage their own finances. They generate income for others, and they're just high-paid employees. So they're not they're not necessarily, after spending years promoting everything that's going to destroy the black community, they're not suddenly going to get a conscience and think, let me build a school. It can happen. Maybe it will happen in the sense, I realize the error of my ways, like Pharrell, Pharrell, after all these years of singing his songs, has now come out and said, I really apologize for the way I degraded women in my lyrics and the things I said and did. He then went and did something more devastating to the black community. As a black man, he appears in a dress. I mean, I'm really sorry. I'd rather, as a black man, you sing about sexing women than you come out in a pink dress that looks like a cross between a friggin' pudding and... I can't think of anything big and yellow like that dress. It's so frightening. And what's so awful about it, I actually saw a guy not long after in like a fluffy coat, kind of similar to the dress coat thing. I was frightened as hell. But I'm just like, Pharrell is leading you from one negative state to another. First, you're an over-sexualized black man who's literally running around, chasing females all day. And now you're kind of like a sexually ambiguous, I don't know what, dude in a dress. It wasn't really an upgrade, Pharrell. You didn't really, right the wrong. You kind of doubled or tripled the wrong with that dress on multiple levels. So a lot of these rappers, they try to come back and say, I'm really sorry, I did this, I did that, I shouldn't have sung those lyrics, I see the error of my ways. Well, how many people have already been destroyed as a result of the lyrics that you put out and that you influence people to go and to act upon? So for me personally, I don't even know if I'd want to be treated in a hospital built by JayZ or flipping T.I., to be honest with you, because these people, their hearts are not right. If you want to make, and this is why brothers are so angry with women who criticize Robert Smith. I don't know if Robert Smith has got criminal convictions or a shady past, but he definitely seems to be a clean some of these guys who sing about corruption all damn day. But black women, and even a lot of these black men, are throwing Robert Smith and his actual tangible efforts under the bus simply because he currently has a non-black wife. It just becomes ridiculous because it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. You've got to check all of our 101 million boxes before we back and we even accept your efforts. It doesn't really work like that because you see, JayZ has a black wife. She might be fairer, but she's black. A lot of these men have black or mixed or dark, or light-skinned women, whatever. They have some form of a black woman. But according to this lady, Monique, they haven't done anything for the black community. But the man who actually has currently, because Robert Smith was previously married to a black woman and has black children, Robert Smith, who is now currently married to a black woman, has paid off, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pounds worth of debt. Even if those brothers do not become highly successful, just going into the rest of their adult life without that debt hanging over them is going to be a huge bonus. But yet, because he doesn't qualify the pro-black box, it's like all of a sudden what he's done is not even recognized. So that's kind of like the first thing. The fact that she might be a high-profile influencer, I don't really know. But the fact that even if she's an ordinary woman, she has that mindset and has, I don't want to say the gall or audacity, but the fact that she looks at it this way, it's not indicative of all black women, it's not indicative of all black people, but it goes to show that the mindset is there, that black people who are down or a little bit lower are looking to these high profile individuals. Their track record does not show that they are decent people. I don't care how much you rate Nipsey Hussle. A lot of people are on drugs. A lot of babies are born, addicted to heroin and crack. A lot of people are dead or maimed or in prison because of the things that Nipsey Hussle and his gangbanging example set. So just because he built a wall, you can get mad. Just because he built a wall, they don't right all the wrongs. You can't just do a lot of dirt and then say, well, look, I gave some money to a charity now so that we're even. All right, so what if I rape 15 women? I gave $15 to a homeless person. It's 15 and 15, right? It's like, it doesn't work like that. The long-term repercussions of that choice of action, it goes a lot further than, the good that you claim that you did. It just doesn't make any sense. These people do not have a track record of caring about the black community, because if you cared about the black community, there's certain things you wouldn't produce and put out to black people in the first place. So this idea of there's billions of dollars of wealth here in this picture, we don't have black hospitals, we don't have black schools. Now this may sound really, really bad, but we've seen that there's an outbreak of coronavirus in China. Am I the only one who thought that hospital appeared quite quickly? We're talking about in weeks. A deserted piece of wasteland became to an extent a hospital. Now, do I want a developing world hospital which looks like a bunch of storage containers thrown together? Not necessarily. But it really goes to show that when people want to make something happen, they can make it happen. And it's not the job of celebrities to save the community. That's why I pay taxes. I pay taxes for a hospital when I get sick. I pay taxes for schools so my kids can go somewhere to learn. I pay taxes so you can build houses. I don't pay taxes for you to put the money in your damn pocket and then I turn around and ask JayZ to build me a hospital. Obviously, I'm not going to ask JayZ because I'm not in the States, but who the hell would I ask in the UK? I couldn't ask Meghan Markle because she's buggered off back to Canada or wherever it is. But anyway, we digress. But, who the hell would I ask? Queen? I don't even think the Queen's got the power to build a hospital. I don't know what the power of the Queen is, to be fair. And that's not treason. Don't try to get me for treason. Queen. We are not the only queens, guys. There's an actual queen. Just saying. But, yeah, I don't pay taxes to look to celebrities. Okay? So this idea of trying to put celebrities on this pedestal as if they're conscious people who care, they do not care because they're poisoning the same community that you're looking to them to fix. We wouldn't need so many bloody schools. In fact, listen, let me just say it like this. Some of the things, let's just stick with Roc Nation. The things that these guys have sung about, I mean, I haven't listened to really a lot of music for a long time. But, I remember back in the day, JayZ talking about big pimping and he's running around with all these different women. And, I remember he had that song, Is That Your Chick, or something with Missy Elliott. And it's crazy. Like, obviously, he's like, I'm just running through all these women. That culture that has been cultivated over the years is why we don't have any friggin' hospitals. It's why we don't have schools, because of too much of the money that we put in through taxes has to now go into things like policing people and building prisons. I know that the States has more prisons than like everywhere in the world, else in the world combined. So if you're in a developing country and you're like, why can't I get a school? Well, maybe it's because the culture promotes way too much rubbish, which means all the money has to go into crap instead of the things that we actually need as a people. So yeah, that's the first two things really. Number one, these people don't have a conscience. Number two, they promote a lifestyle that's going to cause a lot of people to go astray. We wouldn't need so many, well, we'd always need schools, but probably we wouldn't need so many schools if there were more women staying home, homeschooling, doing the traditional thing. They promote dysfunction, and dysfunction is quite lucrative. The other thing about the comment that the lady made that I kind of noticed afterwards was the fact that she said, like, in this picture where there's all these brothers, black men, you know, it's like, oh, all this wealth, but no hospitals, no schools, no black-owned bank business, da 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 da. So when I went and looked for the article, and I actually scrolled through the pictures, I mean, I should know that obviously Roc Nation has females because there's Beyonce, who's obviously married to JayZ. That's the first one. It's always like this low-key throwing the man under the bus type thing, because where are the women outraged about all of the women who are part of, for example, Roc Nation, and are not throwing billions of dollars at schools and hospitals for black people? It's always like, oh, it's, you know, it's always like everything is the black man's fault. And then it's like, when the black man isn't doing something, everything's his fault. And when he does something, it's not good enough. And it's like, you singled out the one picture, well, not maybe the one picture, but you singled out a picture that only had brothers. But I'm sure there are many black women who were there, and also many black women who could do something, and you don't challenge them as a woman to also to do something for the black community. It's like black women only want to be strong and independent as long as they don't have to actually act. And that was the other thing that I kind of, when I looked through the pictures and I saw a number of women, you know, I was like, wait a minute, this event, obviously has women there, but you pick a picture that only has brothers, so you could kind of say, well, the reason why the community's like this is because black men like this don't want to do anything. And it's like, no, because their first and foremost priority is to their own people and their own children, to be fair. You know, that might sound harsh, but it is what it is. Now, would I like for them to do more for the community? Yes. But I just don't believe in relying on the few. We don't need a handful of people to try to kind of provide for the many. A lot of us have got hands, we've got feet, we've got a brain. We can go to work and we can get ourselves out of a degree of poverty. It's like we want to live in the struggle and then just constantly be enabled in the struggle. Because like I said in my previous video, even if they built schools and hospitals, like, are black women even rearing their sons to be doctors, to be in those hospitals? Let's be real, talk to me. Are we raising sons who are going to be the doctors in those hospitals? Are we investing in our children so that they're going to be the lawyers in these firms? Or are they going to be the teachers in these schools? Or are we discouraging and disadvantaging our young people? And then you build a black-owned school and it's full of people from Asia and white folk because the black people are not up to par. So I just want to put those thoughts out there. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Am I being too harsh? Am I taking it to the extreme? Like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.